first time we ever came here, we camped right here. And now it's like, whatever. It was cool. It's a cool area because you're still in the middle of nowhere. But the further you go, it's sick.
How far do you go in Illinois?
It's about 3 to 5 miles in there. We're in the desert. This is one of my favorite places in the world.
He was resilient. He was marched to his own beat of his own drum. He just was different.
He by far probably was my most difficult. Only because he challenged me a lot with like questions. He always questioned why. If I said no, but why? Always
Doing stuff his way, and he would say, hey, you know, the sky's blue today. My other 2 kids would go, yeah, it's blue. Erick would go, no, it's green. You know, it was always that way.
He was into motorcycles, riding bikes.
We always rode dirt bikes when we were little. We raced bikes, BMX bikes. And I remember that sick because the snack bar, I always was like getting hell stuff at the snack bar.
Our parents got us into baseball. I stuck with it a little more than Erick did. I mean, I'm 4 years older than he is. So whatever I was doing growing up, Erick was always doing.
Then my older son came home from high school and said, I quit baseball today. And I'm like, dude, you're left-handed, you pitch, you play center field. I just put a batting cage in the backyard, full-on batting cage. I offered him whatever to play and he didn't want to. So he quit. So Erick came over like 2 or 3 days later and says, Dad, I don't want to quit right now. I'll finish the season out because I just want to finish this year out majors and I'm done.
And then I think about the same time, me and Erick saw a skate park getting built down the street from us, kind of begged our dad, and after the first day we were kind of hooked.
A couple of my friends were the ones who I seen skating first. I seen them have a skateboard. We went to the skate park that was right down the street from our house. Our dad took us there. It was like the first day they opened, and we stayed there for like 6 hours.
Like 2 or 3 days later, I said, okay, grab your stuff. And that usually means grab your gear, your baseball glove and everything. We're going to the park to work out, because we would go work out all the time. They're like, no, we're not playing baseball anymore. I go, no. We're going to the skate store. We're gonna buy you skate stuff. I don't want you showing up at the skate park looking like the Woobas. I want you to look like a skater.
He's a natural at most of the shit he picks up. We grew up in a bowling alley, just fucking tagging along with my dad and just bowling leagues. I found it as a hobby and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna go bowl twice a week. And Erick wasn't doing anything like that. We would go bowl together, and on a blue moon, he would just bowl as good as me.
I remember a time where I kind of knew that his athletic ability was like far more advanced. Remember when he was young and he was like trying to learn how to backflip?
Oh yeah, he's seen him do a backflip. I think Erick was like 6. And then he would just ask him over and over.
Every time I came over, he was like, can you teach me how to backflip? And I'd do a backflip, and then one day I went over there and he was freaking hitting backflips like on his own.
Everybody always skated, everyone on the street did. It was like, every kid did it. And Erick, from one time showing him a couple tricks, like simple things, he asked me, you wanna play a game of skate? And he was doing like impossibles, like varials, switch flips in a really short amount of time. I was just thinking like, damn, the progress was pretty quick. He was like 12.
Yeah, I had already been skating for at least 6 years, but I just watched him grow and get better and better really fast. And I was like, I'm kind of jealous of this kid. Yeah, he could quickly beat me at games of skate.
And I remember one time we went to Washington Street and we just started rolling in on all the ramps, right? And then it got to like one of the big walls, and I was like, oh, dude, I'm not doing this. And he just did it. Like, I was like, fuck, okay. That's when I realized, like, yeah, she's really fucking good.
But I never was like, oh, I'm gonna be a pro skater and you know, this is what I'm gonna do. I just was like, started doing it because my brother was doing it. Then we saw the kids at the park ripping and just kind of like wanted to be a part of that community.
He was like 11, I think. And there was this gnarly, like 11 stair rail. And he runs up the stairs, first try, front boards this 11 stair, he's like 3 feet tall. And that's when I was like, all right, he's different. Like, this kid's...
There was a YouTube video, I don't know if it's still on, when he did the Hollywood 16 at like, I think he was 12 years old.
So if this is what you want to have fun doing, we need to support you. So we would make a hotel reservation up in LA, Orange County, wherever. And we would go find the skate spots.
It just came with the passion where like, we gotta go do this spot, you know? And it was like, okay. When we'd drop them off, him and his friends, you know, and we'd sit there in the car and they would try it and try it and try it, you know, and it's like, okay, come on, Erick, let's go, you know. But I never knew that it was gonna become anything. I never knew it was like how important it was. I just knew my kid wanted to go to this spot, or, you know, we gotta go up to LA, okay, you know, that kind of thing.
Then we got into skate videos by going to the swap meet. There was like a guy who was like, take them all for this much. And I got like Pig Slaughterhouse, Foundation, That's Live, Circa It's Time, and Zero New Blood. Tommy Sandoval was like my favorite skater when I was growing up. All I wanted to do then was jump off shit, because I've seen him doing like huge shit in San Diego too. And then my dad would see it on the TV and be like, oh, that's in City College. And I'm like, really? And then he would take us there. And then now we're like, oh, I'm skating the same spot as this person. So then I would just try some shit. We just thought it was cool to go film our own shit at the same places that we see in videos.
We shared a computer, and I was watching the videos that he was watching at some point. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit you're watching, this ancient fucking skate video? Like,
I skate for fun, and that's it. And if I don't have fun, you'll see me quit.
Then pretty quickly I started realizing like, oh fuck, he's like studying, he would like study frame by frame some of the videos he was watching, and then he would take them to the skate park and do this shit on the mini ramp.
Yeah, I got super into all those old like 80s, not even so much videos, they're just like contest videos. And Jeff Phillips, that was one of my favorites watching, was Jeff Phillips. And then I would just hunt down contests with his name. And then randomly you see someone else you never fucking heard of or know, and they do some shit, and you just see like, you know, Rocket Air invert or some shit, and you're like, what the fuck, what? That's what I would watch and then get hyped and go skate and be like, oh, I'm gonna try that one today.
He would like stop frames of videos and like see how people were tweaked out and like see how people were holding their board and stuff, and he wouldn't just do it. He wanted it to feel right. He wanted the feeling of what he was watching, and there was nobody around us who was doing it.
When he started skating ramps, he got good like fast as fuck. It was insane to watch. Like,
cause it was like back like a couple years ago, like it was just like you're either a street skater or you're, you know, you skate ramps. You know, you don't do like both. Now it's just like people do both, but back then it's like he just started picking up so quick. I'm like, whoa, he's good. Like, he's really good.
I think when he went to Seattle and came back, that's when I think a lot of things evolved.
Because I have like...
Oh, there's a mouse in the bag. In the bag. Oh my God, there's a mouse in the bag. He's going for the cookies. Get out of there. Don't let him have the cookies. Get out of there. He's going for the fucking cookies.
I think I first met Eric, he was like 18 and I was a little older, up in Seattle, and he was just taking trips with his older brother and homies, and they're like sleeping at Walmarts, like waiting in the store till it closed, and then he's sleeping in the Walmart.
We had a really good heart-to-heart where I was literally like sobbing, like pleading with him, was when he decided to leave right after high school to go up to Seattle. And like, it was crazy how determined and how like, I'm gonna skateboard, I'm gonna do this, somebody's gonna pay me to go here, there, blah, blah, blah. And I literally was like, that's not how it works. That's not how, you know.
I mean, as a parent, you always worry about your kids. I'll be honest, I was impressed that he stayed there that long and he didn't call and say, hey, I need money, I need money, I need money. He made it work, he did it. You know, me and my wife would support him either way, but he was up there skating and having the time of his life because he was there with his friends and his skateboarding was starting to take off.
And then one day I found a board that was laying around, and it was an old Lucero board. It was missing a ply on the top, but I liked the shape so much. I was like, it was fucking flat. And I remember it broke on me. I tried to drop in. I was dropping into that Garfield wall like every day, and one day it split on me. Like when I dropped in, right when I got to the bottom, it just split. Then I went on that skate from Seattle to Mexico.
So it was all kind of a joke at first. Like, we skated from Seattle to Tacoma, which is like an all-day mission. And then me and our other friend Ryan, we went and skated to Canada, and that took 4 days. So then we're like, oh, let's just skate all the way to Mexico.
Eric already clued us in that the whole skate was no cars, no followers, just skateboards and backpacks.
And it took 100 days. I think the farthest we went was like 55 miles in a day, and 12 of us started and 5 of us finished. And Eric was always saying, he's like, oh, I'm just skating home. I'm just skating back to San Diego.
And I saved my money when I was a dishwasher, and I bought a Powell Raybones board. I was like, I'm gonna ride this all the way to Mexico, and I just wanted something flat. That's how I got used to the big board. Because then after riding like 2,000 and something miles on that board, I just didn't want to ride anything else after that.
Eric's board's like, it's pretty, like this is Eric's shape. He morphed it from like, I don't know, 2 different old 80s boards maybe. And like the nose, it's got a small nose, you know, if you look at it, it's not that steep compared to the tail.
You know, the uniqueness is part of what he decided. And then of course the big board.
If you don't come from a vert, like, you know, if you didn't pay attention to vert skating, you wouldn't know what half the shit is. The difference between an invert and an eggplant, ho-hos, different variations of ho-hos, in a board varial or Andrek 1-foot fakie. But when you can kind of mix in a whole bunch together, it makes your video part kind of stand out more. So the first time I really met him, Chris Cope hit me up and he's like, hey, there's a pool going on in La Mesa. Me and Eric want to skate it. You want to meet up? And I was like, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I shot my first photo with Eric there. He did this acid drop into the pool, but in between like the pool ladder. So this is the first photo I shot of Eric in 2015. It's like an acid drop in between the ladder and this pool. That's the Raybones board. I don't know if this Does that one look blue? You gotta do forensics here, man. Like, kind of looks, right?
Yeah, it looks about right.
Yeah, I mean, the same, I don't know if it's the same board, I think it is, but like, you can still kind of see the skull sword. From then on, it was just kind of like, I'd always hit him up when pools came up, and then we started going street skating, and he's just a fucking rad dude to hang out with. Thrasher is always kind of, you're always kind of looking for a different thing to put in the mag to like change it up a little bit. Erick just kind of brings that, you know.
But I got in touch with him only because I saw that video on Thrasher. And when I saw you had the inverse like that, I was like, holy fuck. It was like, and then like skating a car hood and shit, like, and holding onto a pole like this, and like doing like cranks around and on a car hood, and like doing weird street shit too. When I saw all that, I'm like, he's got to ride for OJ, like no matter what. I thought right away, I'm like, dude, he's like the perfect fit for fucking OJ and Santa Cruz Skateboards. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look at what he does. At the time, the management of the company didn't really work out. They couldn't put him on at the time for a reason.
I remember going up to NHS to do some work for Indy, and Cannon was in there, and I was like, dude, I got a timeline of him that I filmed that's gonna be like an OJ or Indy part or something. I remember sitting in the office, and he's like, I was like, you wanna check it? And he's like, yeah, I'm down to watch it. And he watched it, and he's like, that's really sick, but I have no idea what any of those tricks are.
Winkowski's name started getting thrown around from Cranny, because Cranny was the OJ team manager at the time. And when we first started looking at his footage and considering like, oh, Santa Cruz, could that be possible? It was like, Matt Price was the team manager, and he didn't feel like it was necessarily a right fit at the time. And it was because we were trying to actively make a push to get more street skaters like Kevin Braun and Dylan Williams and like Mario McCoy. We wanted to get skaters that were out skating street because we were just like, Santa Cruz has been such a transition-based company for so long. We were also kind of blown away because he was like Encino Man. Like, he looked like he had been frozen in ice since like the mid 80s. And his whole thing was just so different and wild. And obviously now we're all like, this is the coolest thing ever. But at the time it was like, is that gonna work for us? We don't know.
And I was like, well, fuck that then. I'll put Santa Cruz boards on the OJ budget every here and there. And thankfully Dave Friel, thank you Friel, would give me some shit from the blend piles. And that's what Erick was writing for like a while. So the blend piles, like the boards that have like discoloration or they got pulled wrong, or where the graphics are a little messed up on the bottom of the board or the top of the board, you know, something like that.
This one looks like we had a situation with the heat transfer came off. Then we just have some simple ones. Maybe this one was crooked, a little wrinkle to it. Simple stuff like that.
I think a unique perspective of looking at things, you know, what I see, he doesn't see, and what he sees, I definitely can't see. You know, it goes both ways, and that's kind of like how his brain works.
One of the things about Erick that happened, I will never forget, is when he was really little, he was into animals and traveling to Africa. For some reason, he wanted to go to Africa. And a big old like package comes, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it was a brochure, you're traveling to Africa. And I was like, what the hell? Erick goes, that's mine. And I was like, what? He goes, Mom, I wanted to know if I was traveling to Africa, like where I should go. And I'm like, okay.
He loves animals, man. He feeds raccoons and shit out in the wild, you know what I mean? Tries to find bears up in Montana. Like, I think he is an animal.
I've always loved animals. To me, an animal is just as mysterious as a human. If you think of how humans got here, well, it's the same with the mountain lion. How did that one mountain lion get here? And with all these animals, how the fuck did they get here? Where did they come from? How did the giraffe just fucking pop up? So I'm like, okay, there's some lions out here. It's cool out here. If it's cool enough for the lions, it's cool enough for me.
Like, see the ridge? Mm-hmm. It was like on the top. The face was right on top. And so I could barely see it. And I was like, is that what I think it is? And then I walked closer, and then I got to like right here, and then I was like, oh fuck, that's exactly what I thought it was. And I backed up so fast, and I bumped.
Yeah, he's into exploring shit. I've been to spots where it's like, fuck, I wonder what's up there, you know, like. And all of a sudden we're like, where's Erick? And it's like, he's on top of some building or shimmied up some telephone pole or he's up top of the tree, like how the fuck you get up there, you know what I mean?
I love Eric. There's so many stories. Like one time he was on this skate trip and he was smoking a joint up on top of this like silo, like a big grain silo thing. And he climbs down the ladder to like see what's inside. And he gets to the bottom of the ladder and he drops down. And then the drop is like a Jaws drop down. And then he can't get back up to the ladder. And no one knew where he was. He just like went off. And then he just figured it out like he always does. He like made a big pile of gravel from the gravel at the bottom. And then he like ran up and he said he barely could reach the ladder and he barely got up out of the silo. But that kind of shit is always happening to Eric every time he goes somewhere. He's always going off on his own mission, you know, he's on his own path.
Yeah, you can walk all up in this mountain up here. It's insane. Up here is sick too, you can see in the cave better. This one's not as bad. You usually come up here, you can toss some rocks. Usually you toss some rocks and you gotta be really quiet to see if you could hear anything moving. And then still could be something in there even if it's not moving around. Because lions are fucking quiet.
Like I was saying, we're like in San Diego and none of my friends really would hang out after skating. So I kind of got into drinking and drinking by myself.
I don't know, one time we were just skating the keyhole. He goes, I'll be back. I'm like, all right, whatever. Goes to the liquor store, comes back with 4 40s on him, right? I'm like, what the dude, I just want to drink one. Like, I'm not drinking all that. It's like, all right, fuck it, 3 for me. I drink one, I'm skating fine, and then like I look over at him after he's drinking the 3rd one. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And he gets up and he can barely walk, dude. Like,
it got to the point where like when I didn't want to do it anymore and I started to realize that I like needed to do it, that's when I started to realize I had a problem.
One time I was picking him up and I was like, hey, I'm outside. And he didn't answer. I'm like, hey, I'm outside. He's like, oh, I'm over here in the bush. So I go around the corner and he's literally in a big bush. He's in a bush like this, just like pissed.
and you don't want to, it's not fun to see your friends getting fucked up like that all the time, I'm kind of glad that he realized that on his own that he needed to slow down in that, because
that scared me enough to where like I stopped drinking, and then I had like tremors and shit, because I was like unaware of withdrawal or any of that. And I got like really depressed for a really long time after that.
We never really had dogs until he was young, and they were Chihuahuas, and then I think his love really came from Georgia. They bonded so much, and he took her everywhere. And that's where his love, like he was like, oh my God.
She is like a huge part of me. She's what kept me together. When I quit drinking, I went through such a dark time that I probably wouldn't be here. Georgia's the reason why I'm here. It's like, she gave me a reason to show up every day and something to take care of. And if I wasn't here, I felt like she wasn't going to get the life she deserved. And that was enough to make me feel like I need to be here.
Are you gonna sit next to you? Dude, she is so funny.
Eric is like a legend of skating, but also just the best person. He loves his friends and his family so much, like above everything. He like doesn't compromise anything for that.
If you're his friend, like, he loves you, dude, like he'll do everything for you, you know what I mean? He'll always be there for you.
I mean, I like that a lot about him. That's what stood out to me from the very beginning, is his sincerity of who he is and who he wants to be around.
That's a hard one. Eric got the phone call from a friend in the morning, early in the morning, saying that he was missing. He left just outside the door to get in his car, and it was just the worst, like, screech that you ever hear your child. That's when he got the news saying that he they found him. That definitely was really tough. Yeah, as a family.
Yeah, I miss him all the time. It's just not the same when he's not there. And the energy is different. What he was not only like the most amazing skateboarder I have seen with my eyes, he is one of the most like genuine, down-to-earth people I've ever met. The most fearless person I've ever seen and the most sweet person I've ever seen. Love you guys.
Let it get charred.
Incinerated that.
Damn, you're good. He's a beast.
Try these, fucker. Yeah, dog. Oh, what? Yeah, those are yours, dog.
What did it feel like when I got the Pro Model? Oh man, that was kind of actually insane. I didn't realize at all, like even when I was looking at it, and it said 8-baller on the fucking big pink popsicle board. I didn't like read it. I was looking at it, and then I think like Remillard was like, "That's you," and then that's when I was like, "Oh shit."
I think it's just really awesome for him, you know. Like I said, I couldn't be happier. And it's weird but when they're little and you see them do things, it's sometimes when they get older and you don't realize like, wow, from that time to this time, you were kind of like setting your path. And he was doing that, being unique at such a young age.
It was a victory for Southeast San Diego.
He just didn't ever stop skateboarding. It's from the moment we told you where he was, you know, the kid, to now, like he's never really slowed down.
I've seen Erick clones out there. Kids who like have his shoe, have the exact same board, same trucks, his OJs. Like Erick's a unique dude where some kids attract to that, you know. They want to skate like him. They're interested in him, you know. He's an interesting dude.
I mean, that was a big deal. I mean, going to a skate shop and seeing his Pro Model was fucking wild. So damn happy for him that he figured it out and he's getting credit for who he is.
Shoot, we're putting our name on a skateboard, you know, and then wheels, and then bearings, and then shoes, and it's like, wow, man, that's my name right there. It's so awesome to see some kid skating a board, and then you look and you say, wow, that's Erick's board. That takes you even deeper.
Every park will have a kid that could ho-ho, eventually.
Life is crazy. I think we should shoot the AK off for Henry. because I think he would really want to do that right now.
How long have you been golfing for, Eric?
Not like a long time, and it's been fun to do before skating. It's like stretches your mind.
Stretches your mind.
That's the thing is like, the more bad mood you're in, the worse you play.
Yeah.
You kind of got to learn how to not be in a bad mood even when you're playing bad.
Yeah, you
and that's like a hard thing to learn how to do, but then if you learn how to do it, it's like a life hack.